Alright, imagine this. A film so radical, so ahead of its time, that it nearly vanished from history. A black British woman's vision of Afrofuturism in the 90s, decades before the word was even mainstream, that dared to ask, what if the past and future collided in a police state called the Terrordome? That film is Welcome to the Terrordome, and its story is wilder than any sci-fi plot. Let's unpack why this movie matters, why it almost disappeared, and why its resurrection feels terrifyingly timely. First off, let's talk about Ngozi Onwurah. In 1995, she became the first black woman in the UK to direct a theatrically released feature film. That alone should be a headline. But instead of playing it safe, she made a fever dream dystopia blending Nigerian folklore, taxi driver-esque urban decay, and Public Enemy's rage-fueled beats. The opening scene? Enslaved Africans walking into the ocean to escape oppression, only to end up in a nightmare dystopia. What's fascinating here is that Onwurah isn't just retelling history. She's flipping the Middle Passage into a metaphor for displacement. These characters aren't in Africa. They're not in Europe. They're stuck in limbo. And that's the point. The Terrordome isn't a place. It's a state of being for marginalized people, trapped between worlds, fighting to survive a system built to erase them. Now, here's where it gets even wilder. The film's negative, the original master copy, vanished when Technicolor went bankrupt. Imagine creating a masterpiece, only for it to fade into grainy VHS copies. But the restoration team didn't give up. They dug up a second-generation print, patched it together, and brought back the glossy, oil-slick visuals Onwurah had envisioned. One detail I find haunting: the kung fu scene where actors were literally dripping with sweat and oil. In later prints, it looked dull, like watching a music video through a foggy window. The restored version? It's visceral. You can feel the heat, the desperation. It's not just a technical fix, it's reclaiming the film's soul. But why does this matter today? Let's connect the dots. Onwurah made this in the wake of the 1992 LA riots, after Rodney King's beating. Fast forward to 2020, George Floyd's murder, the global BLM protests. The Terrordome isn't just a 90s concept, it's our reality. Cops still brutalize black communities. Refugees still drown in oceans trying to escape oppression. The film's narrator asks, where had they gone when the enslaved turned back to the sea? 30 years later, we're still asking, where do we go when every system is rigged against us? Here's what bugs me, though. Why did it take so long for this to get recognized? The US ignored it for decades, while European critics called it too confrontational. That word again, confrontational. As if art shouldn't challenge power. As if black women's stories exist just to comfort white audiences. This film wasn't lost, it was buried. And its resurrection isn't just about nostalgia, it's a warning. Onwurah herself wonders, will this still feel relevant in 30 years? And honestly, that question terrifies me. Because if it does, we've failed. We're still in the Terrordome, and the credits haven't rolled yet.